Well, good morning, everyone. It is 9:30, and we can see the number of attendees we have on at the moment. We're going to give it a few more minutes, well, not a few more minutes, but maybe another minute and get a few more attendees online here. We appreciate all of you that have joined us already and timely. All right, well, I think it's probably a good time to start, 9:31. So good morning and welcome to Visit Lauderdale's Global Trade Partner Update, or quarterly update. It is October 3rd and we are 3 days into our new fiscal year. That's right, new fiscal year and new budget. So I'm here with the Global Trade team, Caitlin, Paul, Roger, and our newest member, Hassan. So let's take a quick look at our agenda. We've got some team news to share, obviously, Hassan, but some more exciting news as well we're going to share with you today. We have a special guest today, Malcolm Smith of U.S. Travel, and he is joining us today to speak with us about our IPW 2026 proposal, where we're at and where they're at in making decisions. The team is going to talk about what they've been up to this last quarter as we wrapped up 2023, the who, what, when, and where. Plus, we'll tell you all you need to know about what's coming up as we launch into fiscal year 2024. We're going to share some of our media plans for 2024, our co-ops that we do. And you're also going to hear from our research VP here at Ted Bachmer about how we've done this calendar year. We know you all love hearing numbers. So a few housekeeping notes before we launch into the presentation. We are recording the presentation. We hope you stay for the duration of it. It's expected to be under an hour as we normally are, but if you can't stay for all of it, know that it is going to be uploaded to our website within a day or two, so you can watch and tell your colleagues too as well that may not have been able to make it. And if you have questions at any point, please send those questions through the chat box. So let's start with our team news. I just want to share that Hassan Shakur, he started yesterday, so he's in day 2. This is a great opportunity for us to introduce him. He comes to Visit Lauderdale from the Broward County Aviation Department, so he understands county government, so that's a win for us. And some of you may recognize him, some of you in Hollywood, as he worked for the Hollywood Community Redevelopment Agency as a marketing and visitor services facilitator. And he knows customer service because he has worked as an in-flight supervisor and flight attendant at Virgin America and JetBlue. He will assist our entire team. He's our coordinator. He'll be working with our CRM. He'll be coordinating destination previews. He'll be managing our social media, our at Leisure Lauderdale, where we reach out to our clients, travel trade. He'll be working on the Lauderdale Loyalist, which he took yesterday and is now actually a loyalist himself. And he'll also be attending some of our trade events here locally and also within the US. So we're very excited to have him on the team, and we'll certainly hope you'll give him a warm welcome as he gets out and about to learn more about Greater Fort Lauderdale. We also want to share that we did an RFP for in-country support in Latin America and have secured Avia Reps. They are a contractor that we have worked with in the past, and I am very confident they will help us grow our business out of Brazil, Colombia, and Argentina. They have a team in each of those countries that are experts. They know the market, and honestly, they know Greater Fort Lauderdale and Florida. This is project-based for 2024, and it's really to help support Caitlin in her new role overseeing Latin America. And Caitlin will certainly be sharing more about planned activities that Avia reps will be coordinating on our behalf, including some with partner participation. So stick around, you'll hear more about that. And now I want to talk a little bit about the IPW bid, the proposal that we have put in for 2026 as our expansion of the convention center wraps up in 2025. This is certainly an opportunity for us to showcase the destination, the new center. We are so thankful for everyone that supported this effort in our proposal. The hotels, we have 16 hotels that have come together. You can see here the room nights and the peak of 3,900 room nights on peak, 16 hotels to help us get to that number. Huge thank you to Mike Pue and his team, Eduardo and Diane, for their efforts. They did a lot of groundwork to make this happen, to get this proposal together. Stacy Ritter for supporting this effort. She's been a huge cheerleader for it, as has Tony Cordo. So big shout out to the entire team for helping us pull this together. So I want to introduce Malcolm Smith. He is the Senior VP of Business Development and is the General Manager for IPW. He has worked at U.S. Travel since 2009 and took over the role as General Manager in 2011. And I can attest, as being a longtime attendee at IPW, that he and his team have made this the absolute best show we attend anywhere in the world. Such an amazing opportunity for us to be in front of our buyers. They showcase the city so well. It's just, they truly have raised the bar, and they continue to evaluate how to make this the best show for all attendees. So I would like to say that he and his colleague Susan Sandberg were here this summer in July and did sites. I think they were pleased with what they saw and meeting some of you, but I want to turn it over to him so he can talk to you a little bit about where he sees where we stand in this, and also to share more of his knowledge about IPW.
Thank you, Tracy. I appreciate what a kind introduction. Yeah, you're right. We had a fantastic visit to Fort Lauderdale this summer. Couldn't have been more pleased with what Visit Lauderdale and all your partners have put forward on what is a really outstanding bid for 2026. We just last week completed the last of our site visits. We're bidding out 26 through 30. So we've had quite a few cities to see over the past few months. And I would say we are weeks, if not days away from being able to make the selections. But really want to reiterate what a great package and bid that you all have put together for 2026. And why we're so excited, we have not been back to South Florida since 2009, the last time we were in Miami. We've been in Florida a few times, so it's always been in Orlando. The international market, as you all know, really likes South Florida. They would very much like to go back there. I have no doubt that if Fort Lauderdale's awarded the bid, that it would be a very successful show. And talking about successful shows, we just came off IPW in San Antonio back in May, and really good to see that the international market has rebounded at IPW. Obviously, this show is really about the international tour operators and wholesalers who come to IPW to look where they're going to book and feature back in their respective markets. Think some iconic brands like from the UK, British Airways Holidays or Virgin Holidays, who really have the ability to decide what is going to be featured back in the UK to their millions of consumers who are looking to travel to the United States. Now think of about 1,000 of those same quality tour operators from around the globe, and IPW really can make a huge impact, especially on the host city, because the buyers and the international press, which is both consumer and trade media, are in the host city for 5 days. While it is a national showcase of the United States, the host city really gets to shine during those 5 days to showcase its hotels, attractions, restaurants, event venues, special events that happen in the city, sporting events. It's really something that benefits the entire community, and it is a huge investment for the future for that host city and the international market. San Antonio just did a spectacular job, and it really showcases well the desire that our international market has to discover a new host city. We certainly have some cities like Los Angeles, Orlando, Las Vegas that are in a regular cycle of wanting to host IPW because they understand how important it is for the international market to see their product as it changes and elevates in the years to come. But it's also a great opportunity for first-time host cities to really put their best foot forward for the international market and really showcase why the destination is so important for the international community to visit. But we also put together a host city video fresh off of San Antonio, which just completed 2 weeks ago. And I think it really shows the big picture, not just what IPW is about, but what the opportunity is for the community after hosting IPW. So Tracy, do you want to see if you can tee that up?
Absolutely.
IPW is a national showcase of America. The host city is in the spotlight for 5 days. It gives the city an opportunity to showcase itself, its product, its hotels, its attractions, in person to both the buyers and the media from all across the globe.
IPW is the Super Bowl of an international trade show.
Everybody in the travel industry knows those 3 letters, IPW.
IPW provides an unmatched platform for travel buyers and media from 60+ countries to connect with thousands of top U.S. travel suppliers face to face.
Sometimes it's really difficult to kind of get around the world, and IPW affords that opportunity to see all of these buyers and media as well from a global perspective.
You hit all your international markets, and it is the most efficient way to bring business into your city.
IPW is clearly the largest sales platform on a global level for American business, and that's efficiency. It's experiential. There's just a myriad of touch points with the trade, influencers, journalists that we don't get all in one setting at other trade shows.
IPW, we present for Hyatt in terms of value production, over $300 million in revenue, that for all our hotels. We actually achieve a number of great contracting during the trade shows. There's no other trade show like IPW.
There's no better way to promote a destination than have those that you're working with on a regular basis to physically come here. And the economic impact far exceeds the amount of money in which we invested in hosting IPW.
We know from years to come by hosting IPW this year that we're going to see economic benefit for many, many years.
It gives you an opportunity to go beyond the brochure.
And hosting IPW is important to tell the world about San Antonio and why they should visit us.
When you're thinking about building the case for why IPW matters for your community, I would go back to your mission. Go back to what we do as DMOs and think about how we deliver on that mission. It's very simple if you can explain it in terms of expanding on your mission, amplifying your mission, and doing it in 1 week where you have all eyes on your community as that host community. We formed massive committees and partnerships throughout the city.
What it's done is laid the stage for a lot more collaboration moving forward, because we've seen that we can accomplish more if we all work together on a common goal.
In San Antonio, I know there were beautification projects, legacy projects that started because this city had the chance to host IPW.
We did everything from freshly painting the trash cans around downtown to installing amazing new lighting on the Riverwalk, and all of that done in time for IPW, but really for the benefit of our entire community, that are really going to benefit the community for many years to come.
So I hope that paints a bigger picture of really the opportunity that IPW presents to the community on international development, on growth and economic prosperity that the show can really bring to the host community. In fact, just 2 weeks ago, Condor Airlines announced San Antonio's first European route between San Antonio and Europe starting next May. While I'd love to claim that IPW was the reason for that, obviously they had conversations going on even before IPW. I did reach out to Mark Anderson, who was the CEO, was featured on that video, to congratulate on him. And his comment was, all those meetings and contracts that they're working on with the tour operators from Germany and throughout Europe are essential to make sure that flight is successful and it maintains that it's full. And then his last comment was, when can we host IPW again? So it really is an amazing opportunity for the community. And I thank you all for your interest in hosting and, again, putting together such a great bid for IPW 2026. Tracy, I don't know if you want to open up to any questions or if you have any additional comments to add to that.
Well, I would like to add a couple of just comments because, as I mentioned earlier, I have attended IPW for many, many, many years. And I have to say that this year, actually, the San Antonio did such an amazing job. And it was so wonderful to see a destination that hadn't hosted it before. And you could see, they were, they may have felt like the underdogs, and had to raise the bar, and they did. I'm not sure I'd want to be LA following them, but they did such an amazing job. And what was fun for me was when talking to buyers. Most of the buyers I spoke to had never been to San Antonio, and the enthusiasm that they had for the city as they were there was amazing. And it was very evident to me that they were busy putting together a new product to feature San Antonio and their Texas product without a doubt. And I think it's a true testament to you and the IPW team that Mark Anderson says that he was ready. And I can imagine he was exhausted, beyond exhaustion. To be able to say that he was ready to host again is, I think that's the biggest testament of all right there. I'm excited about the prospect, and one of the biggest assets, I think, or benefits, I should say, for the community is the community coming together, and that is well represented in the video that you presented there. And it's the long run, the long game here that we're looking at, the benefits to the community, not only from the business that will come forward with it, but also just the collaboration within the community. So we're looking very much forward to the next couple of weeks, and I'm hoping getting a call from you that we can move forward and start this process. So I really appreciate you joining us today.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Questions yet? Caitlin, do you see any questions coming in? I don't see questions coming in. No? All right.
All right. Well, thanks for having me. You guys have a great meeting, and we will be in touch very soon.
All right. Thank you, Malcolm.
Take care.
International Trade Show.
All right.
Let me see if I can get this to go away now.
So moving on, get to our next slide.
Oh, did it go away? Sorry.
Yes, it went away, Caitlin.
Thank you. Let me see here. It stopped on me.
You're not used to showing videos, so.
No, we're not. And it stopped on me. All right. I'm pulling it up again. 1 second here.
All right.
All right. Go. It crashed on me. The video is so good that said, all right.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Well, it was interesting what he was talking about, the airline coming into San Antonio, that announcement has been made. And speaking of air service development, it's certainly a big part of what we do here at Visit Lauderdale, and most of our DMO partners do the same. So we want to talk a little bit about air service development today. And I am very excited to share that, El Al has arrived, actually. They are currently flying into FLL for September and October. They did this for the Jewish holiday season. It was just 6 flights between the 2 months, but they are starting their scheduled service, launching from Tel Aviv in April of 2024. They have been amazing to work with. We are working with them right now to push this service out, the new service that will start in April. We are doing a joint Visit Lauderdale El Al travel, trade, and media mission, November 13th through the 16th. Stacy Ritter, myself, and Paul will be participating in this, and we're very, very excited about it. They have just been a delight actually to work with. We're working with their team in Tel Aviv. Their home office for the U.S. is actually here in Greater Fort Lauderdale. So they're actually based here right in Broward County, the team that we work with here. And we will continue to talk to them about product development. We will be meeting with their team there about that. That's one of the things that we'll be doing. And also about any co-op marketing, make sure that this scheduled service is successful. It's a big part of what we do. It's scheduled for twice weekly. So we're looking forward to that. They do currently fly into Miami, and that's actually how we'll be going over in November. But anyway, just keeping you posted on that. And the other exciting news is that Porter Airlines, this scheduled service, is launching from Toronto and Ottawa, November 30. And this is another airline that's just been an absolute delight to work with. We are talking again to the airline team as well as their vacation team as well. And again, we're looking at developing product. So we're sharing with them hotels and what people to do, the attractions and so forth. And actually have a call this week about some cooperative marketing and other product development opportunities. So new airlines coming in. I mean, sad to see that Norse had left this last month in September, but we're always looking for new ways, to get some new service in. So this is where we are right now with new flights coming in. And I think now I'm going to turn it over to Roger to tell you about what we've been doing domestically and what's coming up.
Yes, so kind of on the screen there, you'll see a few shows that I have attended the past several months. We were at the Signature's annual owners meeting, which was in Maui this year. And so we met with many of the owners of the Signature Brands Consortia's team. And then just recently, me and a couple of partners were in Minneapolis for the annual Delta University trade show. As you can see, me and Beatrice and Anna there representing Fort Lauderdale. It is an open trade show format, so approximately 800 or so agents and advisors went through our booth over the course of a 2-hour open trade show timeframe. Then upcoming, we have a busy end of the year of the calendar year. We have JetBlue Vacations training and FAM coming up next week. Caitlin will be going to Salt Lake City. I will be going to Orlando to educate the JetBlue sales agents on everything Greater Fort Lauderdale. And then we roll right into a FAM where 10 pre-qualified agents will come into the destination. Thank you to all the partners that we are using. We have them here for a full 5 days, Monday through Friday. So we're hitting up a lot of Greater Fort Lauderdale in that amount of time, a packed agenda. Then Cruise World coming up at the end of the month, early of November. A lot of you have signed up. That is sold out for partners to come to. So thank you for everybody who signed up right away. We're getting information out to you over the next couple of weeks. And that'll be a great event with evening events, kind of mini FAMs associated with that particular conference. And then this is new. We're partnering with Visit Florida to do a FAM at the end with both advisors and some media. I'm working on those details. It's kind of a new partnership. So we'll be getting that information out very soon. It's a really short FAM, but we will need a couple partners to come in and help us out with that. Then I will attend the Signature Annual Network Conference out in Vegas, appointment-based trade show with all of the Signature Travel Network Consortia advisors. And then another cruise show, not to be confused. There are so many cruise shows. Cruise Planners Annual Conference right after Thanksgiving. That is a partner event that we still have availability. I think I counted this morning, we still have about 5 partnership slots left. So if you're interested in the Cruise Planners partner event, please email me or check your link to go and just do it through the system. And then we have a AAA destination training coming up sometime between now and first quarter of next year. travel and adventure shows. We are attending 3: Chicago, Atlanta, and Washington, D.C. Those partner events will be open very soon because we can take up to 2, I think, partners at each of those. And those are just trade shows with the general consumer. They're not all advisors. There's an advisor portion of it for the first hour, and then it opens up for just general consumers trade show. We will be putting together a California sales mission. I'm looking at the last week of January for that. And again, we will be opening up those partner events very, very soon for first quarter of next calendar year. And then Cruise 360 is a little bit further out, looking into April, but we will have partners that can come with us to that. And all of the cruise shows are very nice because they are all at the Broward County Convention Center, so not too far to travel and still get your message out of your attraction or your hotel.
Thank you, Roger.
Thank you.
Paul.
Almost forgot to unmute myself. Good morning, everybody. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we've done over the last few months, like Roger did. Again, working with Canada, the UK, and of course, all of Europe. Up in the top left-hand corner, you'll see ESTO. I attended ESTO. It was my first time attending ESTO. It's an educational conference for marketing and media and press. Really enjoyed this a great deal. Looking forward to hopefully attending next year. We did win some awards, which we had announced earlier in the year or a few weeks ago. So very proud to have attended that in Savannah, Georgia. The bottom left and center is Virtuoso, which I had the pleasure of attending the first half of the show in Las Vegas. Caitlin took the back half. We each had over 70 appointments. So again, just a terrific opportunity for us to talk with Virtuoso travel agents and advisors. Always successful for us. And then the two right pictures are of our German luxury fam that we had. We had 5 tour operators from around Germany. You'll see Margaritaville, of course, that iconic picture with the flip-flop. And the best part of this fam and going to Margaritaville was it was literally right after the unfortunate passing of Jimmy Buffett. So we were there while they were actually celebrating his life. So the operators had a chance to really see that and experience that. And then, of course, another picture of the operators. And I believe that is at the Conrad overlooking the ocean. So great time for them. 3 very busy days, which we'll talk about as well later on in the conference here. Next slide, please. Now I get to tell you a little bit about what's coming up, and we do have a lot that's going on. Again, just like Roger and Caitlin will be sharing about Latin America. In about a week and a half, I'll be going over with Tracy Vaughn to London for Brand USA Travel Week. This is an annual show. The next 3 years will be held in London at the County Hall. Again, great opportunity for us. We look at this as one of our premier shows that we do attend for Europe. The operators that will attend are vetted by Brand USA, and we really look at this as a more cost-effective show for us, and actually operators that we know are coming to Southeast Florida. Just gives us a great opportunity to meet with them, as well as some of our partners around the state. I'll be doing Orlando receptive operator visits in joint effort with Caitlin while she goes up and does a few things in Orlando as well. That'll be in December. I have IITA in Memphis. IITA is International Inbound Travel Association. It is for receptive tour operators that are based here domestically and that bring all the tour operators and agents around the world to the United States. We've been involved with that show for many, many years. We sit on the board. Again, another great opportunity for us to meet with operators in a more quieter fashion, more unique, and actually one-on-one. Better opportunity for us to meet with operators that are important to us. Then after that, we have UK mission in February. Tracy and I will be attending that. It will be in London and Manchester. Looking forward to that in the middle of the month. Scandinavia mission, we're actually going to be doing 3 trade shows while we're there as well. We'll be dealing with FDM, Swanson's, and USA Travel Show. And then afterwards, we're going to be doing a small mission in Denmark as well as Sweden. And we'll be talking with SAS and KLM to name a few of not only the airlines, but also tour operators that we'll be meeting with as well. Virtuoso on tour in Canada. Very excited about that. We're going to be sponsoring one of their lunches. So that gives us a great opportunity to not only meet with the operators, but also present in front of them for about 5 to 10 minutes during one of the lunch programs that they'll have for us in Montreal. And that's in April. Then we have a partner event, which partners will be invited to, called the Canadian Outdoor Adventure Show and Mission. It's our first time attending this. It will be in Montreal. You're looking at that, I believe, in the end of March. Yes, the end of March. So again, you'll see invites coming for that. I believe there'll be at least 3 to 4 partner invites for that. Then, of course, IPW, you got to hear Malcolm Smith speak with us about our bid for 2026. We're very excited about that. This is for, of course, Los Angeles IPW. Again, as Tracy mentioned, they've got big shoes to follow after San Antonio. Again, we're looking to actually increase our footprint there. So looking at more partners joining us this year. Those invites will also go out very, very shortly. We have a Canadian mission with Brand USA. More to come on that. We have not heard more than just the dates, which again will be happening, I believe, sometime in June, early June, I believe. I'll find out more and let everybody know as soon as I do. Then we have 2 travel marketplace events. One will be a mission and travel marketplace, which will be in Toronto. That will be a partner event. And then Tracy and I will be going to the one in Calgary, which gives us a chance to actually meet with WestJet as well, who again is a major airline for us and for our region. And then talk about Lieb very quickly. Lieb Initiatives. Lieb is our representation company in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, all of the German-speaking regions. Again, they have done so much for us over the last few months. They did a huge cooking event and presentation for 24 partners, both media and tour operators and agents, including Canusa, TUI, Dirt Tours, and CRD. Coming up, they have several podcasts that they perform. They do a lot of virtual as well as in-person training programs for tour operators and agencies. And they'll be doing a Visit Florida Roadshow in October. We're also going to be planning another FAM. And again, want to thank all the partners that were involved in the German Luxury FAM that did take place the first week of September. It was a huge success. We've heard great comments, not only from our partners, but the tour operators that did attend. And then they also will be doing North American Days in November with CRD. Again, great partner of ours. They've done a phenomenal job, and we look forward to continuing that relationship throughout the 24 fiscal year. That's it for me.
Awesome. Thank you, Paul. So moving on to Latin America, we continued strong. We touched a little bit on this FAM that we did in July jointly with our sports team. We were able to bring in some of the CTO, the certified ticket offices for Spirit Airlines in July for this FAM trip. Great partnership. Spirit Airlines told me that these pictures were broadcasted throughout all of Spirit Airlines' corporate offices. So it's exciting to continue with that great partnership. And we look forward to bringing in more international fans, specifically with Latin America through Spirit. So more to come with that. We were able to do a project base with Azul and the Avia reps in August. So they had a huge event in Campinas in August, and there was about 1,000 agents there who got to come visit our booth and take some pictures, and we got some great press, as you can see here. I did go to Virtuoso, as Paul mentioned, and focused on some of the Latin American appointments there. And I just recently got back from Peru, thanks to Visit Florida. We were able to attend the first ever Visit Florida Peru sales mission, and it was a huge success. They are hungry for information. I also did a webinar back in August with a tour operator and with Visit USA Peru. So thanks to Visit Florida, again, they had given us some good data here. According to them, we are getting about 15% of the total market share for Peruvian travelers coming into Florida. Miami is still that strong one, and Orlando second. We're coming in with a strong third there. Shopping is, of course, one of their top activities, but we did talk a lot about that Messi mania going on, and the LGBT plus travel as well is very strong, and they have a huge interest down in Peru for that in the greater Fort Lauderdale area. So we look forward to just continuing with those partnerships with each individual Latin American country. So this was exciting to be able to go there in person and really build those relationships. And thanks to that thanks to that trip, I actually have a future, Tracy doesn't even know this, but just slid that right in there. Now it's official, but we will be working with Royal Caribbean and one of the larger tour operators in Peru, Costa Mar, to do a fam trip in November. So more to come on that one. Looking forward as well, I'll be traveling to Brazil at the end of October to attend the Diversa Turismo Descubra America event. They're another large tour operator in Brazil. Really excited to go there and build those relationships and build on those products. I sent to many of you some product development sheets a couple of months ago. So I'm going to be working on really developing more of those with some of our wholesalers out of Latin America. So stay tuned for that, and hopefully you can all send me that information and make it easier for us to increase all of those sales. And then in November, I'm going to be helping Roger out because we have a very busy cruise month in November here in destination. But I will also be hopping on a plane and going down to Mexico to Monterrey. We're going to do a Virtuoso event. We're also going to be sponsoring part of that event. We're really excited about really building those relationships with that luxury market. And once again, we do believe that's a luxury cruise market coming out of that specific region in Mexico. So we will also be partnering with Celebrity Cruises to do a breakfast training while I'm there for that. And then in November, our Avia reps will be doing some project work at Vesturis. I did attend in person last year for that event. Great event, lots of traffic coming. It's another wealthy region in the southern part of Brazil. And so Avia reps will be attending on our behalf, also doing a media event with Visit Florida for that. And then, as Paul mentioned, in Orlando, in December, I'll be heading up to Orlando with Paul to do some receptive visits, just some quick office visits for the holiday season, but also doing the CVC Argentina wholesale event that they're holding in Orlando. So I'll do some agent training there. Now on to some of the partner events that we'll have moving forward. And Tracy's going to talk a little bit about how to sign up for those. But in January, we will, at the end of January, I am working on building this Central American sales mission with Spirit Airlines to really help build on those flights with Spirit because they have a lot of direct connections with them. And then we're also going to have another partner event with ANATO, the large trade show in Colombia. Last year we went with Visit Florida, and we know that many of our partners are interested in that Colombian market. So we're working on securing our own booth, also possibly with Spirit, and bringing in some space for partners. So stay tuned for that. And then just fast forwarding to April. So this is a while away, but just so you have it on your schedule, if you're interested in this market, World Travel Market, LATAM, and a possible Brazilian sales mission will be coming in April. So stay tuned for that. So that's kind of the world of Latin America there. Lots going on. And I'm just going to continue talking about our training platform. So hopefully you've heard us talk about this many times now. We have our Lauderdale Loyalist Trav Pro Sales Companion. So it's an app that you can download, but it's also a training platform that you can do on the desktop. It's available in English and Spanish. We have over 1,500 people that have registered, and we're looking to continue growing this. We've said this many times as well, it is available for all of your staff to take it as well. We firmly believe that this is a great program for everybody to learn about how to sell this destination, from front desk, concierge, you name it, you want some training, this is a free program for them to do it, okay? You can just scan that QR there and you can go on our website and find more information. But why we're talking about it today, we have a new program in place that we're going to be launching very soon, really with this new calendar year, where we are going to be looking for partnerships, 12 different partnerships, possibly 24, because we might do a separate one for Latin America for Spanish. But right now we're going to focus on 12. And essentially it would be partnering with one partner a month. If you would like to be that one partner for the month, you will be provided with a splash video when you enter into the program. You will be provided with an email blast through our entire database saying, hey, we have a special sponsor this month, and it is, last year we did it with the city of Pompano, and it was a huge success. And then we share that information with you, of course, of who graduated, who registered during that time, etc. And when you sign up for this, what we want to do this is that we need more ways to incentivize, right? So if you are going to be this chosen partner, we would want you to provide a grand prize. So something that you can do at the end of the month after everybody has registered. You as the sponsor would be able to choose who the winner is for, maybe a special stay at your property, or, we can talk about the different ways to incentivize these advisors and these buyers to sell your product. But more to come on this. We are going to be launching it very soon. Tracy's going to be talking about all the different ways to sign up and register with us. And this will be one of those opportunities. Well, 12 in fact. So stay tuned for this. We're really looking at different creative ways to be in front of these buyers. Once again, through video that you can feature yourself, but we're also going to be coming out and making a plan to engage and to update some of the new videos and make it a little bit more fun, right? So more to come on that. We have lots of planning to do. So stay tuned. Now I'm passing it off to Tracy.
Yeah. Thank you, Caitlin. Yes, just to reiterate, you can see that we have lots of different partner opportunities for you. That's why we do these meetings and do what we do anyway, is to make sure that we're promoting our partners. We want you there with us and so many of the opportunities that we have. So speaking of that, I want to just kind of quickly go into the co-ops that we have with media. So we have a quick look, the snapshot of our plans for our B2B, B2C, and B2B2C for fiscal 24. This is planning through the first 6 months, and these are programs. A lot of this is digital to the trade, or digital, some direct to consumer with the trade. So this is what we are sharing with Aqua, our current agency of record. Lots of different programs here. You can see that we do some things with our consortia like Signature and Virtuoso that tie into what we're doing when we're face to face. So all of this is about us, just being strategic, that we're getting our messaging out, whether it's to the trade or to the consumers, to drive them into the trade that we're talking to. So lots of different programs that we have here, some that we've done previously, a few new ones, and some that we're kind of shaking them up a bit. Do just want to point out that, for example, the airlines, and I just want to point out too that when we're working with the airlines, I do want to give a big shout out to the airport and Steve Bellamy and Mark Gale, of course, for what they do in helping us make these connections with our airlines and what they've done to get Porter and El Al here and connecting us. So when we look at these airlines, we're looking at being able to leverage our dollars with their dollars, and that's part of that air service development programming that we do. And the airport itself has their air service development, and their program matches ours. So we just complement each other. So they're giving incentives and we're helping put up money, but the money is always being matched by the airlines. So just kind of want to, and that's what all of this programming is really about leveraging the dollars that we have with these travel trade and airlines, the consortia, to help get our messaging out. So a lot of this, as I said, some of it's print, some of it's digital. Hotel beds is our largest bed bank that we work with, and many of you work with as well. We had a very successful program with them that we literally wrapped up in July, I believe, and we shared that information with you in our last quarterly meeting. And we were so pleased with it. And it's such a good buy for us that it gets our messaging out and we can see the results, the ROI. and we're expanding on it this year. So I really want to kind of point that one out because we were so pleased with what we had from our European efforts with them. And we always have a US effort with them as well. That this coming year, we're looking at doing the first 3 months where we're going to do our Euro program again, and then we're going to do Latin America. It's going to give us Spain, Mexico, well, and Spain as well, Mexico, Colombia, and Brazil, and Argentina. So and what's interesting is the data that they give back to us, not only on just the bookings, but we can see the booking trends on the seasonality when they're booking. And then so this year, so the first 3 months, we're going to do Europe, January, February, March, and then April, May, and June, moving into Latin America, just because of the difference in when bookings are made and when they're traveling. The Essentially America this is actually print, and this is going to be related to one of their pre-post guides. And these magazines are actually put into airports in the UK and throughout Germany. And we're really trying to do a lot around the pre-post cruising these days because of the additional cruise lines that are coming in and the summer cruises that are coming in and the elevated, the luxury cruise that are coming in. So you'll see that we're doing a lot of that and trying to be strategic about that. We're doing something with Travel Brands, which is one of our top operators in Canada. And we're not only doing a program with them individually around cruise, and this will be a first time that we're doing that as well, but we're also doing a Brand USA program where we're putting money up. Brand USA is putting money up, and Travel Brands is matching both of us. So we take our money and we actually quadruple it. So lots of good things that are happening here. I just want you all to be aware that we do this in coordination, obviously, with Aqua, our agency. So, and then just Caitlin and Paul both mentioned that the Visit Lauderdale and Tony Cordo has taken the lead on making sure that you all are all aware of all the programming we do, not just this team here, but the meetings team, the marketing team, all the teams that have different programming available for you to participate. And it's a lot. We understand it. I look at ours and I go, wow, this is a lot. It's a lot for you to take in. But we are launching October 16th. You're going to be able to go onto our website and be able to see what programming is there for you to participate in. So we're very, very excited about this. It gives you a and we kind of gave you a preview of what we're getting ready to post ourselves. But we certainly know that this is something that's been a long time coming, and we're excited that this is coming forward now. So I do see a question here about. Go back. I saw a question. I believe it's for you, Roger. Just before we move on, about Cruise World.
Yeah, I answered it.
Or did you just answer that?
But Cruise World right now is sold out. We are at capacity. Cruise planners, though, we still have multiple spots available for. So if you're still wanting to get in front of the cruise community, cruise planners is the way to go right now.
Thank you, Roger. All right, and so now we're going to be wrapping up with Ted's going to share some. Ted, our VP of Research Strategy and Revenue Management, is going to share some numbers with us all. So, Ted.
All right, thank you, Tracy. Okay, as we move into the lower part of the year in terms of travel to our great destination, we continue to see a lot of strength relative to pre-pandemic levels. The revenue per available room is up between 15 and 20%, which is ultimately the measure of health in hotels. And comparing to over the course of the last probably 5 months, we are a little bit above in some months and a little bit below in other months performance of 2022. So rate remains strong, certainly relative to pre-pandemic, you're 25 to 35% up. So again, general overall health and very similar, slightly below if you look for over the course of the last 4 or 5 months, 2022, but remaining strong, which is great considering a lot of the economic uncertainty for people out there. In terms of the year-to-date numbers, we are, yeah, that's next slide, please. Yeah, the year-to-date numbers, we remain up over 2022, although that erodes a little bit every month. But strong showing. We had a great first quarter. And so the revenue, again, looking at revenue per available room, we are up 20%, 21% over 2019 and 6% over last year. So again, everything is looking very, very strong. And that will continue to come back to earth a little bit as fourth quarter or first quarter fiscal year, depending on how you want to look at it, continues to hover around flat to 2022. Next slide, please. In terms of segmentation, there's not a lot of super interesting news there. It shows 2022 relatively flat to 2023. The great expectation that we have now that foreign exchange rates have stabilized, et cetera, is we see a slight growth in the group segment. We expect to see continuing growth in the group segment as we go forward. So again, we're very bullish on group demand returning from the international portion of our portfolio. In terms of how are we doing relative to forecast, the forecast was relatively aggressive that went out there, and we're within, well, ADR is flat to forecast. Occupancy is down about 4%, but again, looking very, very healthy. The takeaway that we have, even if we're not meeting the forecast goal directly, is still very, very strong. The performance is strong out there. The game that hoteliers will likely be playing until we hit peak season is figuring out how to maintain rates as high as they can be while filling the hotels. So that's a pretty standard game in hotels. In terms of airline traffic, looking at Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood International, you can see on the international front, which are the bottom 3 lines, is that the passenger volume is floating somewhere between 2022 and 2019. So that's a positive. Also true in terms of total traffic. So the volume is back. It's just a question of, or the flights are back. It's filling them to their utmost capacity. I've added just for some information from Miami International, because that has great interest to the international world. You can see that the things that are happening in Miami is they are in the off-peak, as we've seen. Much of this is due to American Airlines. We're approaching the 2019 numbers more closely in international, which is a great sign. And in terms of total traffic in domestic, you see pretty large outperformance recently on the domestic side. Much of that is due to changes in the fee structure at Miami International, which make it more domestic friendly. So Fort Lauderdale is suffering a little bit because Miami has changed the fee structure. But again, we are getting back to pre-pandemic levels, which is a great story. And finally, cruise passenger volume. We exceeded during the peak period this year, 2022, fairly significantly. But in the off-peak, we are back down to 2022 levels. Expect that trend to continue for the rest of this year. Is that we will start, we've launched, Disney's launching on November 20th with cruise lines out of Port Everglades, which is super exciting. A lot of ships are being reintroduced back to Port Everglades. Great story. And looking forward to 2024, the off-peak schedule of 2024 is going to look very, very similar to 2019. So cruise lines are doing very well. They have occupancies between 90 and 105% based on double occupancy. So everything that they're putting in is being sucked up by the market, which is fabulous. So great things to come on cruise lines. And that wraps up what I have to say. I'm happy to take any questions.
Thank you very much, Ted. And I currently don't see any additional questions. So we will move forward.
Oh, this is, yes, and that one, this basically shows you how you can get to the numbers that we are posting on the Visit Lauderdale website. There have been some changes recently, so you have some new options so check it out, click through, because we have information on groups in there now. We have the forecast, all that got launched this past week. So if you haven't been there in a while, check it out.
Great. Thank you, Ted. So just in conclusion, just want to remind everyone to make sure that you follow us. This is the Leisure Lauderdale. This is for our clients, the travel trade that we target. So if you aren't, please do. A lot of information there about what we are doing while we're doing it. And we want to put this on your calendar to save the date for our next quarterly partner meeting, which will be in person at the Convention Center for January 11th, same time, 9:30. We hope to see you all there. And that should wrap us up. And we very much appreciate everyone joining us. And we look forward to working with you in fiscal year 2024. Bye.